I genuinely believe that the worst thing that any person in today's society can do is be afraid to be themselves. The biggest cancer to anybody in today's society is to go against who they actually are, is to be afraid to be unapologetically them, to be authentically them, to conform to what society says is correct, to what society says is right for them, and not walk their own path. This is a thought that I've really been thinking a lot about, guys. And the reason why I'm bringing up conformity, authenticity, these types of things is because I live by a credo. I live by a credo that is pretty plain and simple. Obviously, everybody in their life has their values, they have their morals, they have motivational and emotional drivers that drive them to do something in life. And for me, the one thing that brings me the most joy, the one thing that has always steered me in a direction that I feel as if it's true but also good and whole, is to always be me. Be me. Be unapologetically myself. And the reason why I've been thinking a lot about it lately is because I've been kind of struggling. I've been struggling, genuinely. And when I say I've been struggling, you might be asking, what are you struggling with, dude? Like, what do you mean you're struggling? I'm starting to really get back into the content. I'm starting to really put myself out there more raw and more genuine, more behind the scenes of my thoughts, my emotions, my trials, my tribulations. And it's been breaking a lot of limiting beliefs for myself because I've never been afraid to put myself out in front of the camera and talk and yap and just spew ideas. But I've never given the full picture in what I feel like. I have done things before in terms of been raw and authentic, but I feel like I've never really given my full Noah out there in the past to where it's almost been that 99%. There's been that 1%. And what I've been really struggling with lately is the idea of conformity, because the credo of my life has always been to walk your own path, be yourself. Don't ever give in to the judgment. Don't ever give in to the embarrassment of other people. Do what's right in here. Follow your heart. What your heart says is what's true. Because as long as you believe that it's true, it will always be true. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. As long as you follow your heart and you trust the compass that it has in store for you and you trust the direction that it's heading in, you will never go wrong. Even if to society, the choice seems wrong, it doesn't seem like the right direction for you, but as long as you believe that choice, that decision is the correct one, it will always and forever be the correct one as long as you believe it. As long as you genuinely are convicted that that is the correct choice for you. And what I've been struggling with lately is I've been posting a lot more on Instagram because I want to grow my coaching business. I want to help my clients in the fitness realm, in the men's development, in just fitness as a whole. Because you guys know me. If you guys have watched my content, I'm very big into fitness. I'm very big into personal development. I'm very big into identity, restructure, identity and lifestyle shape to where you go and live the life that you want to live. And what I've been doing is I've been posting a little bit different content. I've been being a little bit more raw. I've been being a little bit more authentic. And I've been really trying to carve my own path in the marketplace. And the results have not gotten there yet in terms of the engagement, the likes, the views. And views and all these other things are such fucking vanity metrics. I know they are. But here's the problem. Is that sometimes, especially with social media these days, we get so caught up in these vanity metrics. We get so caught up in these metrics of, I only got X amount of likes on my video. I only got X amount of comments. I only got X amount of views. When in reality, all it takes is one. All it takes is one individual to hear your story, to hear your trials, to hear what the fuck is going wrong with you and what you did to fix it. And all it takes is one person to hear that and say, I want to get help from that person. Because my goal in life is to impact as many people as possible. It is to carve a path of authenticity, of truth, of individualism, that you can go and create the life that you want to live. You just have to follow your heart. And the problem that I've been struggling with is seeing these metrics, seeing these views, seeing some of the growth not be as rocket ship as I want it to be, because I'm somebody who is patient, but I struggle with, because I'm such an optimist. I want things to just like, I just want to do well at everything. That's kind of from my collegiate career. And it's how I've been my entire life, is I want everything to just be to the fucking max. I want to be the best. I want to succeed in fucking everything. But I have to realize that it's not always going to happen like that. It's never going to happen like that. And that's a struggle that I've been having a little bit, is I watch some of these people's content, and obviously I like to take ideas, I like to take perspectives from other people and implement that into my life. But my problem that I've been struggling with is I look at these people's content and I see, man, these people are getting these views, these people are getting these likes, they're getting followers, and I'm slowly growing, very, very slowly. And these people are popping off. And so I'm like, hey, should I go and be this person? Should I go and copy this content? Should I go and try this format? Should I go and try that type of style of content? Because if theirs is working, then it's probably going to work for me, right? Wrong. That's the wrong thinking. I've been thinking the wrong ways. Rather than thinking about who can I copy, you have to think about who can I take inspiration from, and who can I take these ideas from, and then put my own twist onto things. Because Brian is not Noah. John is not Noah. Diego is not Noah. Noah is Noah. You are you. Your path, your creativity, your individualism, your ideas are yours. They're nobody else's. They're nobody else's. They're yours. But they're yours for a reason. They're yours because they come from this right here. They come from the brain that was given to you when you were born. You. It starts with you and it ends with you. Everything is you. Why would you ever want to be somebody else? Why would you ever want to be a person who is not you? I can't stand, because this is the problem that I've been having, is I'm fighting this battle because I've lived by this credo for so fucking long. That's been my life's philosophy, is to live the life you want to live. Carve your own path. Pave your own way. Be unapologetically you. But the problem I've been having is that I want this progress so fast. I don't even want to call it success, because success can be defined by so many different things, and everyone has their own form of success. Everyone has their own definition of success. But the problem that I'm having is that I see these others, and it's almost as if I have caught myself in a comparison trap, when I've never been bad at comparing myself, but at the same time, when you're going and striving for something, you get kind of caught in this middle ground to where you're farther ahead from the starting line, but you're still not at the finish line. And you're like, fuck, I'm right in this fucking middle part, dude. Do I just keep going the path that I'm going? Or do I try something else that these people are doing? But then you have to look at it from a third person perspective. Have you put enough time into the game? Have you put enough reps into the game? Have you gotten enough data? Have you gotten enough understanding that, hey, you're actually going the right way. The fucking time just hasn't caught up yet. Just keep doubling down on what you're doing before you iterate. Because I've fallen into that before. I've chased shiny object syndrome. I've chased the things that, hey man, I want this very quickly. And then all of a sudden, guess what? It doesn't happen because it falls on your fucking face. And then the times that I've stuck through things, the times where I've stuck to the diet, I've stuck to the training routine, I've stuck to the actual habits that are going to progress me. Guess what happens every time? Progress, breakthrough. Oh, they're boring some days, but guess what? You fucking kept to it. And that's where I've been struggling a little bit lately, is just, man, continue on your path. Continue to be you. I want to grow a personal brand so big. Reason being is because I want to impact so many other people. Because so many people do live in this life of conformity. They work jobs they don't like. They date people they don't enjoy to be around. They hang out with friends that, hey man, we were best friends. Wow. Power just went out in here. We were best friends in middle school, so that means I gotta be best friends with them for life. That doesn't mean that, man. That's conformity. You're conforming. If you trust that ideation, if you trust that philosophy, there go the lights on, you're going to end up very, very unfulfilled. You will. Genuinely. You have to carve your own path, because what happens is if you do conform, because people conform in society all the time, if you do conform, you'll start to put a mask on. And when you wear that mask every single day, other people might not know, but you know. When you go to bed, you know you have a mask on. When you take a shower, you know you have a mask on. When you wake up and you go through your daily habits, you go through your daily routine, you know you're wearing a mask. And what happens is you do that long enough, you start to resent yourself. You start to say, man, this is not me. This is not me, but I'm putting on this front, I'm putting on this mask for other people because I want X, Y, Z person to like me. Rather than ripping the fucking mask off and not giving a fuck what people think, not giving a fuck what people say, and just following your life credo. And it's almost like I'm making this video to remind myself that when you genuinely stick to your life credo, when you genuinely stick to what you know to be true in your gut, in your heart, it always prevails. It always prevails. Like, I can remember the first time I moved down here to Austin, Texas. I was so fucking nervous. I was so nervous. I had just signed a lease in Des Moines. I was living up in Iowa. I had just graduated college. I shut down an email marketing agency I was running. I had just gotten into sales. Had some money coming in. It wasn't a lot, but it was something to get by. It was something to keep me fed. I just signed this lease, and I remember just praying to God. I said, man, show me a sign. Show me a sign. And I always said to myself, I said, gosh, I know that this path that I'm on, living here, being with the people that I'm with, I don't want to do this anymore. I know there's something else out there that's better for me. And I came down to an event in Austin. And that's where the whole world opened up. I realized, holy shit, all of these people I'd looked up to, all these people I knew online weren't much different than me. If anything, I was better than some of them. And I said, what the fuck am I doing? Following the fucking conformity, following the ideas and the path that other people thought I was supposed to be in, which was staying in Iowa, hanging out with my same friend group. No, I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to fucking go and see what life was about and explore my own path. And guess what? If I ate shit, if I lost, if I failed, if anything bad happened, I knew that I had the intentional fortitude to be able to go back to where I was and hit the reset button and still figure out another way to make shit happen. I can drive fucking Uber. I can do DoorDash. It doesn't matter. I'll be able to survive still, but I'm never going to know if I go live somebody else's life. I'm never going to know what it's like down in Austin, Texas, if I conform to what people think about me, if I conform to what people think is the right path for me. Nobody knows your path. You know your path. Only you know your path. Nobody else knows it. Nobody goes to sleep in your mind. Nobody wakes up in your mind but you. Nobody knows the true fucking passions and the potential that you have conjured up within your soul, within your stomach, that you can go and implement on this world. Nobody knows that but you. And a lot of times, 99% of the time, people cannot see what you can see. People cannot see what you can see. It all starts here. If you can see and believe that you are genuinely capable of going after something that you want to go after, you can go do it. You can go do it. And that's where I saw, when I didn't conform, when I didn't go and do the things that people wanted me to do, that's where I saw the coolest fucking strides in my life. I got connected with the dopest people. I got connected with young, successful entrepreneurs that showed me this is what it takes to be successful. This is what success looks like. This is what progress looks like. And it opened up a whole new world for me. And now fast forward 2 years later, I'm still here. I'm in a new apartment. I'm moving into a house in the next couple of months. I'm doing all these awesome things. I'm starting my business. I've been in sales. I've got all these fucking network connections and these opportunities and these investment strategies. All of this shit because I didn't conform. Because I didn't do what people thought was right for me. And I can remember calling my mom before I moved to Austin, Texas, and I said, I'm doing it. I'm going down. I made the decision before I'd even moved there, like physically. I knew I was coming here. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was going to sign the lease. And I remember leaving Austin from the event I was at, and I signed the lease 2 days later. Fucking made it happen quick because I knew I needed to do something. I knew I didn't want to conform. And now I'm falling back into a little bit of a trap to where I want to conform, to where I want to skip the prerequisites of what it takes to carve your own path. Like, I want the personal brand to blow up huge, not out of selfishness, not of anything but just an impact focus. I want people to genuinely be able to resonate with my story, be able to resonate with who I am as a person, and be able to implement that into their life. And I want that to happen, and I know it will happen. Time just hasn't caught up yet, but it will never happen if I conform. It'll never happen if I give in to these desires of, hey, copy this person's style, copy that person's style. No. Then I'm just running a race that, guess what? That race, done. I can't ever run somebody else's race better than them. That's why it's personal brand. That's why it's a personal brand. Because it's personal. It's them. It's authentic. Specific to that individual. And whenever you run somebody else's race in your life, you're always going to be beat. Every single time. If you wake up every day and you say, I want to be like the X person, I want to be like that person, you're never going to be that person. You're never going to be that person. So why would you want to be like that person? The only person you should want to be more like is the future you. The you who you see in your brain 5 years from now, who has all of the great things, who has done all of the impactful things that you dream of doing. That's who you should want to be more like. Every day. You're one of one. You're fucking one of one. You came into this world a fucking winner. You came from a ball sack filled with trillions of cells that were ejected into this world, and out of all of those, you won the race. You collided with another cell to make you. And guess what? That's a miracle in itself. So you're already a miracle. Why would you ever want to be somebody else's miracle? Why would you want to live anyone else's miracle but your miracle? Why? Why would you ever want to do that? And I say all this because I struggle with it too, guys. I've seen what happens when you run your own race, when you pick your own path. I found the most fulfillment in always choosing what I believe to be the best decision for myself over what other people think is best for me. I've always found the most fulfillment in that. It's always given me the most confidence. It's given me the most conviction. It's given me the most progress. It's garnered me the most momentum. But then there's some times where I'll shift back to a little bit of that old thinking before, to when I was younger, and should I give into it? And it's like, no. What's gotten you here is because you paved your own way. So why would you go to something that doesn't work? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And so I want to ask you a question. Whose life are you living? Whose life are you living? Because if you don't live your life, you're going to be living somebody else's life. If you're not running your day, the day is going to run you. If you're not living your dream, you're going to be the dream of somebody else's. You're going to be living the dream of somebody else's. And it's so frustrating because All of us have so much opportunity. We have so much potential. Yet we give in to a lot of the noise that's in the marketplace. We give in to a lot of the bullshit that is out there. And so if there is one thing that I'll encourage you to do, and the reason I want to encourage you to do it is because I still encourage myself every day to do it. I still encourage myself every day. That's the principle of getting to where you want to go. Is life is simply a game of evolvement every day. You're never going to be at the finish line. Okay, the journey of life is the most beautiful thing because it's a game of progress. Who I was yesterday is not who I am today, and who I am 5 years down the line is not going to be who I am today. I want to be way, 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 way better, but I will encourage you to live your life, to walk your own path, because I have to walk my own path every single day. You have to walk your own path every single day. I would never want somebody to walk my life, to walk my path specifically, right? Now, I help people all the time understand how to find themselves, how to choose specific things that actually make sense for their life to get to the goals that they want to get to. Like, I help people do that, but that's here nor there. That doesn't matter. What matters is actually understanding that the principle of following your own path, sticking to what you know is true within here, not here. Yeah, I get it. People are logical and you have to make logical decisions in life, but sometimes what seems so logical isn't always the right decision, man. You know, Layla Hormozi actually, and you know, before I end this video, Layla Hormozi posted this thing and I made a video about this. Basically, how does the quote go? It was, when your courage is stronger than your knowledge, or oh my gosh, what the fuck was it? I wanted to make this video one cut, but I might have to edit this out because I'm going to find this quote for you guys. All right, I found it. Anxiety is when your intelligence is higher than your courage. The smarter you are, the more you have to fight to get over your fear of starting. Basically, she's saying the fuckers who are so logical all the time, they have to fight so much harder because they're using so much logistics. This has to be this has to be this has to line up. Oh my gosh, if this doesn't work out, blah, 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 blah. Boom, you never fucking start. Paralysis analysis, you never actually make the decision. But when your courage comes from here, from your heart, from what you know to be true. When you operate out of your courage from in here, that's when you actually start. That's when you actually just put everything aside and you go fucking after your dreams. You go after what you know to be true. What you know to be true is within here. This is your compass to life. Your heart is your compass to life. Your brain helps you out in specific situations, but your heart will always know what's true. It's like when you fall in love with a girl. You could go on so many dates with so many hot bitches, women, however we want to classify that. We ain't using that. We're using women. You could go on so many dates with so many hot girls. Yeah, you're like, damn, man, I'm horned up. You might bang a couple of them. You might be feeling pretty good. You're the fucking king of the town. But when you meet some chick and you're like, what the fuck? I don't even want to bang you. I just want to be in your presence. I just want to be right here next to you. Like, let's cuddle. Let's watch a movie. I just want to talk to you. Like, you know in your heart knows it's the compass. Like, that's love, man. You're like, damn. I ain't even got to think about it. It's like a feeling. It's that aura. It's just like when you're around that person, you're like, I can just smell them in the air. They smell so fucking good. I'm attracted to them. Like, that's following your heart. It's the same thing for life. Same thing for life. Mine is like fitness, dog. It's like, dude, I follow everything. I just want to go work out all the time. I want to be in the best shape possible. I want to be the best version of myself possible. My heart follows that. That's what I know to be true. I want to go do what I want to do. Because if you don't follow your path, if you don't follow your credo, if you don't do the things that you know to be true within your heart, with your courage, you will start to resent yourself. And the more you start to resent yourself, it becomes this rabbit hole of resentment. Then you hate yourself more and more every single day. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm all these things. And you don't even realize that, hey, it's because you're doing shit you don't want to do. When you do shit you don't want to do, you get fucking mad all the time. And then when you're mad all the time, you start to wonder, why am I pissed off all the time? Why am I always so depressed? Why fucking all this shit in my world seems to be crumbling down? It's because you're not here, bro. You're not following your fucking heart. You're not operating out of courage. You're operating out of just pure logistical information. Logistics are good. They're good. But so is fucking energy, man. So is energy. That shit's good. That shit is good, man. So I encourage you, walk your own path. I'm gonna continue to implement walking my own path. I'm gonna continue to keep fucking going down the path that I want to go down, and I'm gonna encourage you to do so as well. I'm gonna encourage you to continue looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am who I am. And what makes me me is cool as fuck. It could be one person in the room clapping while 100 people could be booing, but guess what? My claps are always gonna be louder. My claps are always gonna be fucking louder. Make that your fucking idolization in your ideal life. Don't idolize nothing. I take that back. Don't make it an idolization, but make it a realization that you can make that shit happen. Be the one clapping for yourself. Be the one clapping for yourself, because a lot of times it starts with just you clapping, and then all of a sudden people catch on and they follow the leader. Be a fucking leader. Be a leader. Walk your own path. And I will always, always ask you, do you want to win or do you want to lose? It comes down to, do you want to lose and conform to society, or do you want to win and follow your own path? Do you want to win or do you want to lose? Be you. Love you guys.